Good evening and welcome back to another Victor Vailmont Painting Academy. If you viewed our last encounter, you knew that I promised you a certain something about this episode. And yes, I shall keep my promise to do a Castlevania Symphony of the Night painting, one of my favorite games. And since another October has fallen upon us, I think it'd be fun to focus on Dracula's castle. A very dire and scary place, but fun to paint. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started! Keep on forgetting my stormy, gosh. Ow. Oh, forget about that. Technical difficulties. Now, if you ever played the game, you know you need to climb those bridge stair things to get up to his lair up on high. So we can focus on that and other parts of the castle and have it look as though we're looking down upon the villagers down below. So, first and foremost, grab your 2-inch brush and dip it into that liquid white. I actually have it off scene, so be right back. Simple as that. Okay, take this and just wisp it across the sky like this. X strokes, as always. And again, this just makes painting easier. Something like that, just to give it a nice wet surface so we can paint upon it. Now let's focus on the sky. I thought it'd be fun to do a monochromatic, kind of darker sky. And this time we're doing a full moon because you think of Halloween and Castlevania and vampires and full moon, werewolf. Cool. Take your 2-inch brush, and as you can see I'm using a wood palette this time, just to switch it up a bit. 2-inch brush, go into your phthalo blue and your black. I'm going to have an equal part of this. Well, kind of a gray, so we're actually going to add some white to it too, but the liquid white mixes it for you. Once you have enough on your brush, go up here, start doing some backstrokes. Nice spooky blue sky. It's okay if it looks a little chaotic, because whenever we put the light on there, we're really going to focus with the light of the moon and the light of the clouds. So it could look a little stormy. It's a nice stormy day in the land of Castlevania. Just work with it. Okay, bring the sky down to about here, and now we can focus on the moon. So we'll have to switch up our brush. Go ahead and grab your 1-inch brush. We use my special one tonight. And go ahead and get some white on the brush. And a touch of the cadmium yellow pale hue. Have a yellowish moon. And we'll have to go over it multiple times having layers, because it's going to eat it up first few times. Keep on adding those white colors, and you'll see the moon happen. Where's the moon going to live? And we'll say right here. Again, this is the first of many. We can make it kind of big. And this is going to be our main light source in the painting. So keep on going over top of it. I would start in the middle and then eventually work it out. After you have that light on your brush, you can go over here and make indication of clouds that are around the moon. Alright, now after you put the moon in the sky, now we can add the clouds around it to make it a little darker. So get a clean 1-inch brush and go more in the black than the blue. That same sky mixture. Pop it in there like that. And here we go. Up and around. Add some clouds to the sky. Don't cover up all the white that you added from the moon reflection. As you can see, I'm really trying to just blend in the clouds and the moon together. So if you take 3 brushes and kind of push and pull with the lights and darks, hey, anything's possible. And you can see I'm extending these clouds over here. This is the moon. I want to have Dracula's castle, at least Dracula's portion of it, right here. So it's kind of like silhouetting into the moon. And we'll bring it down there and have the castle basically all over this side. So stay tuned. Alright, now once your sky is basically all smoothed out, grab a 1/4" brush, go into that sky mixture of the black and the blue. This time add some white to it. A nice little gray. And this will be the base color of Dracula's castle. Alright, once you have it all mixed up, just think of the basic silhouette of what Dracula's castle will look like. Now for Dracula's tower, I want this to be a silhouette of the moon. So we'll take the color here, I'll begin to sketch out just a little silhouette of his tower here. You're definitely going to coincide with the moon color, but that's okay. I'm trying to get that texture right, so it's going to take a few coats. And then there's that bridge. Hopefully go all the way down like that. And begin to sketch out the castle. So there's going to be 3 portions of Dracula's castle. There's going to be a faraway point, a midpoint, and something that's very close up like we're actually standing there. So this far off point, don't worry about a lot of detail. As long as you nail the shape, you can go back there and put some minimal detail in there. Alright, now once you get that mapped out, we can focus on the middle ground of the castle. And we'll make this a darker tone so we don't get confused between the two. So things to focus on, the structures are going to be bigger and more in focus. Right now I'm just doing some mapping out of the foreground too. So I wanted to make it so like we're actually standing in the castle and we're looking out this way. So it's a very long, huge castle. I mean, that game is pretty big, so you know, big castle, big king. You know what they say. Okay, once you have it all blocked in, I take your 2" brush and just kind of smooth it out again. This always just helps to get the brush strokes out. Something like that. Once we have this all smoothed out, you know, Dracula's castle's on a tall mountain, so we think it'd be fun to represent the townfolk way down below. So to do that, get your 1" brush, and let's get some surrounding landscapes here too. We can represent some mountains in the far distance. So get some phthalo blue, get some white, something like that. Then we can go up here, and faraway mountains could be right here. Just kind of go back and forth, make some mountainy looking shapes. You know what? No, I'm going to change my mind. I think in the game, Dracula's castle is surrounded by water, so let's make this water instead. Yeah, art, rock. Yeah, water. Alright, now since we have the whole painting filled with paint at this point, now it's time for the detail work. I think what I'll do is I'll go into the detail of the water surrounding the castle, and then we'll focus on the castle, since that's the main focal point. Do the background first, then the castle. Makes sense, right? Okay, so grab your small brush. This will be the 1/4" brush. Get some white on here, and we're just going to make some like waves and reflections from the moonlight up there. Just kind of go back and forth with it. This is just the reflection from the moon. Just make sure whenever you get closer that you kind of make the waves a little bit larger, and you know, the reflection's coming from the moon, so you go ahead and make sure you make this shine and shimmer. But now we're going to get closer and more detail with the waves. Alright, now since the surrounding landscape is pretty much taken care of, we can now focus on Dracula's castle detail. So I usually like to start with putting the lights in the castle first. Get a small 1/4" brush, and go into your yellow and white. Simple as that. And we're really going to light up the castle here. And don't go overboard, but you know, just here and there. Think where the lights would be. And this is very far away, so long and skinny lights. Not sure if you can see them, but they're there. You're definitely going to be picking up a lot of the paint when you do this, so make sure you always kind of wet your brush off before you apply some more. There you go. Repeat this everywhere. Like here. Okay, and if you see right here, I want this tower to be the closest to us, so I'm actually going to go down here and make a little door, and it's going to have the most detail. So what we could do is say, here's the door, and you'll see this in a second, it looks crazy right now. Open door, and this is the light that's going to be pouring onto the patio, or balcony, whatever. So, put it like that. And it'd be cool to also have like a balcony here. Go around like that. This is more just for the drawing part. Alright, something like that. Again, this open door, the light's going to flood like this, and get it brighter and brighter, and more detail. Just take little stones, sideboard brushes like that, all good. And if you want to, you can even put some detail, maybe some like tapestries and posters in here. Posters? Yeah, I guess Dracula can have some posters, right? You know, Metallica, yeah! So as we're touching up our lights here and there, I want to give the top roofs of the towers a alizarin crimson red flare to them, so they kind of distinguish them from the gray bricks. So get up there, just give it a little wash. To each one too. I guess we can make it darker too. There we go. Just go to each one. Vampire-y. Alright, I think that's enough detail work on the castle. Last thing we gotta do is assign the painting. Make sure you take credit for your work. I would say a nice hue of cadmium red and the titanium white. Nice vampire looking signature. I'll just go right here. Usually do the first and last initial and the date. And with that there, you've completed another Castlevania inspired painting. Symphony of the Night, one of my favorite games. Thanks again for joining the Victor Vailmont Academy of Painting and Doing Things. Please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Also, we're on the Book of Face, Instagram, we have a website, and a bunch of other things I'm probably forgetting. And if you like this painting, there's a link to prints down below, so do stop by and grab a print. You can get a postcard, you can get it on a t-shirt, you can even get a clock. Check that out. What time is it? Castlevania time. Thanks again for joining me here, and you'll see the Player One Painter next month. Cheers!